Hello, it's me again, Somnidelius Solertius. So today I'm revealing Kevin Costner as, some of you won't believe it, Prince Andrew of York. Yes, the fat prince shifted himself a little bit slim, so this match might be quite hard to imagine at the beginning, but let's just go into it. In this comparison, the main striking similarity is the exact same shape of the eye sockets in combination with the eyebrows. These sloping upper bones of the eye sockets are specific to Prince Andrew when his face is photographed in a certain angle. We also see them on his other fake identity, Boris Johnson. Very typical here. But let's stay by Kevin Costner. Also, the latter is a character Prince Andrew slimmed down significantly for. You can see how the width of the face is absolutely identical in both images. Also, the ears have the same size, and it should not distract us that Andrew lengthened his nose for his fake identity of Kevin Costner and that he altered the lower ending of his nose. All this should not distract us because in the comparisons that follow we'll see more and more clearly how Andrew's facial features appear in an identical shape on Kevin Costner's face. Although for Kevin Costner's chin, Prince Andrew's chin was slimmed down a bit. Well, here we already recognize Prince Andrew's face reveals mouth creases identical to Kevin Costner's. In this comparison, not only do we see identical mouth creases, but also how the upper sloping edges of Andrew's eye box each place a kind of, let's say, forehead canopy over the eyes in the same way. Also, the cheeks extend from their base just below the eyes to the center of the face in exactly the same way in both images. After seeing the same eye sockets, the same mouth creases and the same cheeks, we can now take a look on the transition from the mouth to the chin. This transition is very identical here. Of course, in contrast to Prince Andrew, Kevin Costner has additional wrinkles in his cheeks, but this is only because Prince Andrew's face is slightly made up fatter from the lower chin to the middle. This comparison shows particularly clearly the way described last, in which Prince Andrew's face was puffed up a bit. Kevin Costner's chin is more pointed than Andrew's. Kevin Costner's cheeks are a little more contoured than Andrew's, but it's clear that both faces share the same underlying framework. With Andrew, the latter was just covered with a layer of fat, so to speak, which covers the bone structures of the cheeks and chin more. Now, in this comparison of images, you can recap for yourself what has been said so far. Try to see how Kevin Costner's chin and cheeks have facial wrinkles and bone shapes that are not directly visible in Prince Andrew's face, but that are covered by an additional buffing layer in Prince Andrew's face. Okay, now let's come to the fact that Prince Andrew and Kevin Costner also share the same laugh lines, I used a photo of a younger Prince Andrew for this comparison. It's from somewhere around the 90s. I also found a current photo of Prince Andrew showing such last lines, but on this current photo his chin is already thickened. There's a lot of fat mass hanging down on it, so I preferred to take a photo of Andrew's younger ages for this comparison. Well, as you see, same laugh lines. For everybody who wants to check whether these photos are really showing the persons I mentioned, here's the source to the photo of young Prince Andrew, and there's the source to the photo of Kevin Costner. Now a little task to test how good you are at spotting. Do you see any other famous fake identity in this face of Kevin Costner? Maybe a former US president? Yes, you got it right! Kevin Costner can also be matched up with George W. Bush. This is a cross-match proof which confirms that Kevin Costner is really played by Prince Andrew, because also George W. Bush is played by him. Here we've got a clear ear comparison between Prince Andrew and Kevin Costner. The auricle is identical. The shape of the earlobe is only a little bit altered on the Kevin Costner character. It's typical of Andrew's earlobes that they are relatively large in height but relatively narrow and straight in width. And this is exactly what we also see on Kevin Costner here. Also, the side profile of the two is absolutely identical. Chin, eyes, slope of the forehead, everything matches here. Now let's come to some further proofs by family relations. When it comes to exposing the fake identities of actors, one of the best ways is to look for the kissing partner this actor had in one of his movies. In his movie Dancing with Wolves, Kevin Costner was kissing actress Mary McDonnell, so we have to consider that Mary McDonnell is played by Andrew's wife Sarah Ferguson. And here we go, it's really her. Absolutely. But of course, it's also very important to check, can we find a fake identity of Sarah Ferguson in Kevin Costner's dating list? Well, I found one. In fact, the American model Cheryl Tiegs was dating Kevin Costner, and yes, it's Sarah Ferguson again. I was smirkling when I made this comparison. It's so clear to see here. And Sarah Ferguson as an American ideal of beauty, that really makes me shake my head. Um, I also made a comparison with the younger faces of these two. Yes, it's a very solid match here. Kevin Costner also had some common projects and meetings with Clint Eastwood. And this shows one more time how the royals keep the masked ball of their fake identities in their own family. Because Clint Eastwood is a character played by another English royal, by Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. So, enough evidence is given now, evidence which makes it undisputable that Kevin Costner is indeed played by Prince Andrew of York. So I can end it here now. Goodbye, yours, Somnidelius Solertius.